Hey everybody, welcome to Metal Movies and Brewskis Live. I'm your host Matt Burke, and tonight we're gonna have a special show. Got a lot of cool metallic topics to talk about, and we got a very special guest for you. If you guys could give a warm welcome to John from John's Long Box, that would be awesome.
Hey, how you
What's up,
doing?
John?
Thanks for having me.
Oh, awesome, man. We were talking a little bit backstage about Free Comic Book Day. I actually was at my local LCS today as well. I had him put some aside for me. I was in there on. I became a Wednesday warrior again. I had
Oh,
him
good.
put a couple aside for me on Wednesday. I said, can I have Conan and TMNT and Hellboy? And so
That's what I got too.
so you know what's up.
Yeah, I'm a Hellboy freak. The Conan looks amazing, and I don't know if you know Tonic Ball. He has a comic called Saving the World. He's always busted my chops because I never read Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles until just recently. So I was like, if I don't get this, he's going to be mad at me.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Like I was a big TMNT fan as a kid, and I still haven't read the OG one that Lear did, and Eastman, yeah, man, I still want to get the Bisley stuff because Bisley's one of my favorite artists, and also I have the Last Ronin. I still haven't reviewed that. I picked up the new one though, the part 2. I actually like that.
Yeah, everybody seems to like that.
Yeah, no, it's decent, So, and I guess they wrote it back in the day, and they were just sitting on it. It was like their Dark Knight, or Dark Knight Returns. Sorry.
Yeah, I have to read. I'm a crazy person. I have to read things in order.
Yeah.
And the story that I always tell is I was working at a comic book store at the time, and I remember Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Larry, who ran the store, was like, "John, you got to get this." And I,
oh yeah,
looking at it in my hand, and I'm like, "This is garbage." Like I was like, they're making fun of Daredevil, they're making fun of Frank Miller. I was like, I'm not buying this, And I saw that on a eBay for like a 9.5, like $180,000. So I'm like, it's my $180,000 mistake. So I had to buy it, and I also try to get first printings, but a first printing ungraded is like 18,000. So I got a fifth printing, was the cheapest I could afford. So I'm starting from the beginning of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I just got a second. Number 2, I'll read that. But number 1 was excellent.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I that's what I've heard. I've seen like most of the book online, like the pages and whatnot, but I need it. I got to have it in my I grew up with the Turtles. I grew up in the 90s. I'm 40, and so that was a big part of my childhood. So
I think I was 18 when the first one came out. So I missed He-Man, I missed the Transformers, I missed G.I. Joe. I was too old for that. And it's funny because everybody keeps asking me, "Oh, you're a comic book guy. You must love this new X-Men 97."
Yeah, right.
I never watched X-Men 97. By the time X-Men 97 came, I was already tired of the X-Men. Like I have this like love-hate thing with the X-Men. They were one of my favorite comics, but somewhere around I think it was 200, 210 or something like that. I was just like, I'm done. All they do is complain. They want special treatment, but they demand, they say we just want to be treated like everybody else. And the final straw was when Magneto was up for trial and the X-Men broke in and pulled him away and said, "You can't get a fair trial among humans, but we just want to be treated like everybody else."
Oh yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Yeah. So
are you watching the new show right now, or
no? I still don't like the X-Men. I've been scarred. I'm like that but the funny thing is I bought on eBay full runs of X-Men. So I think I'm caught up to like issue 400 right before they started canceling and restarting and everything. So
man.
I officially stopped collecting month to month.
It's hard. It's hard to stop sometimes. You get roped in. So now I'm just like, okay, like I got the new Deathstalker. I was like, all right, put that on there. The new Slash comic that's based on the old 80s Barbarian movie.
Yeah.
So I got the first one. I was like, okay, it might be a fun little thing. And I never watched the movie. And there's this whole like backlog of 80s Barbarian movies I'm trying to go back and hit up, because Conan, this is my favorite movie, man. The one with,
it's a great movie. I just watched it maybe 6 months ago. It's awesome.
Anytime it comes on, like, and I'm walking by the TV, I'll like, push them, get out of the way. Let's just start finishing
that was my introduction to Conan. I saw the movie first. I mean, the comics were always around, but I wasn't, comic books were for superheroes for me. So I didn't, believe it or not, as much as Star Wars and Star Trek, I didn't get the comics.
Didn't translate. Yeah.
Like, because, you could see sci-fi on TV, you could see barbarians on TV, but up until recently, you never saw superheroes on TV.
Yeah.
So,
that's
so
crazy.
Superheroes were comic books and everything else was movies and TV. But so I saw the movie and I liked it. And then I tried to read the Howard Conan story, and they were different. They're like almost a different character, you know.
Oh
Conan is
yeah,
smart, he's crafty.
yeah, way different, right? He's in the movie is almost like a Cole story, like a ninja Cole story.
Yeah, and he fights a Cole. Also, Doom is a Cole villain, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Thalman is the Conan villain.
I got some quick metal news right here. I wanted to show everybody. This is it's pretty funny. They got the Iron Maiden cover right here. This rapper, he used it for his rap album, and so Maiden for Power Slave. So Iron Maiden suing him.
Oh wow!
Yeah, rapper claims he's being sued for blatantly ripping off Iron Maiden. So you can see he kind of just photoshopped it, ran it through a filter, tweaked the teeth, threw in some dreadlocks in there. Probably in just maybe.
Remember that meme when they said, "Can I copy your homework?" Yeah, but change it a little bit.
Yeah, like a whole lot, you know.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
It's they say sometimes it's just hilarious to see people fuck around and immediately find out, especially when they go around trying to steal art from one of the biggest heavy metal bands on the planet.
Yeah, that guy had no idea who Iron Maiden was.
And he's like, and on his social media, he's like, Iron Maiden is so suing me, or is suing me. His cover is gone. I don't know, man. I feel like because you know, I've been fortunate to be in a couple of metal bands, and I feel that, like, I don't know, man, like it's part of the art, you know, like to and it's a privilege to be able to like to draw the cover, like to have someone to get the cover. And I'm gonna say hello to another host of the show, Brian Kreisgau. How's it going, brother? How you doing?
Hey, what's up?
So
Good to see you, man. Yeah, actually found an LCS that just opened up in my neighborhood.
Oh, nice! And that's good.
Yes. Oh, I mean, I mean, it's an LCS that actually sells comic books,
right?
Which I can't believe.
How much of the store is dedicated to new comics?
Oh, you got Deathstalker.
I would say about 20-30%, maybe. Just got the Deathstalker comic. Which
I wanted that one. I got a special edition cover, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do a review on this." So
this is what I got for comic book day. You know, I didn't want to walk in there and just pick up free comics. You know, so
I made out like a bandit.
I met Cecil, and he gave me some cash grab.
That's cool.
So all you got to do is have a couple of beers with Cecil, and you get yourself a free cash grab. But I bought my first new off the rack Marvel comic since 2015. I bought Get Fury because
that's cool.
You know,
got like that
Punisher
cover. Does Nick Fury in the Punisher?
You guys are both in New York, huh?
Yeah, I'm out in Suffolk. Where are you, Brian?
Oh, me? I'm in Cornwall. I'm in the scenic Hudson Valley.
Okay.
Basically, like right next to Poughkeepsie.
When people say New York, they think of, you know, the 5 boroughs and then maybe Long Island, but you forget most of New York is farm.
Yeah, so I mean, I was amazed. They, were just hooking me up with free comics.
I have a whole bunch of them. I haven't read them yet. They look beautiful.
Dude, they're selling them for $1 at my store, so I picked it up. $1 for the new relaunch of Barbaric.
Oh, that's what it says, Barbaric.
Yeah, I got the graphic novel. I'm gonna review that too. So a lot of cool like barbaric stuff coming out, or barbarian books. I wanted to get the Creature from the Black Lagoon as well, but I
kind of missed that. Sorcery is coming back. Well, the reason I went there was, first of all, like I said, I was going to the theater tonight, but they were sold out, which is cool for them, right? I'm like, okay, right. I'll be back next week, and I was like, wait a second, it's just like I remember seeing that there's an LCS that just opened up. And so I went over there and just you know, I figured, like, even if they're just closing, I just at least want to pop my head in and see if they sell something besides Funko Pops.
Exactly, right. Like you go in there.
What's the name of the store?
Oh, that's right. I promised them. They were like, "Oh, you're gonna be on stream tonight. Like, make sure you represent for us."
Right.
It's hold on.
Look on the comic. Look on the free comic day comic. It'll say on the bottom left hand side.
They didn't print it on there.
Oh, they didn't.
Yeah, this place was packed, and they didn't.
What's it called?
Darkstone Comics.
Darkstone.
And
that's a pretty metal name.
Look up their address and put that in the chat because they are really nice folks. And like I said, it's a comic book store that's actually dedicated to selling comic books.
Yeah, the place I was at, I'll get the name in a second. It was in Wantagh, New York. Give them a shout out too.
What up, Ray? Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Yo, Ray. Yeah, let me drop that in the.
It's funny. It doesn't tell me the Comic Depot.
Oh, that's a cool
in
name.
Wantagh, New York. It's been around
Excellent.
for like 30 years.
Wow, this place had been open for, I think they told me 3 months.
Nice. It's good to hear a comic store is actually opening instead of them all shutting down.
And books that are kind of cool to read and buy now. You know, like I had to stop going for like 3 years, and then finally, like, oh, okay, Conan's coming back. All right, I'll check that out. You know what I mean?
Dude,
books here and there.
I saw your review of the Savage Sword of Conan, and I was like, I gotta have that. Like, maybe I can get that today, right? So that was the main thing that was on my mind. Unfortunately, they've had some problems with Diamond.
Dude,
so
like at my store, like
comics,
they
sell out.
This?
Oh man,
yes.
I wish I had that.
I told you I got to read things in order. So now that I'm into Conan, I have to start at the beginning.
They're coming out with the omnibuses of that, of the Savage Sword and the regular. And I'm gonna hopefully on my Father's Day or my birthday, I'll get it. You know,
I gotta get the the floppy comics from the beginning.
Oh, I love the floppy.
Yeah, well, those are fantastic, man.
Yeah, I got one of those.
The magazine size format. I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I have one of those, dude. Ray says, "What's up?" Hey, Brian.
Got this for $1.
Love those dollar bins.
Daredevil.
Oh, Killraven.
No, right? This is actually the Gladiator. The reason
the Gladiator. Okay.
Angled is I had this when I was a kid.
Don't you love that? You find a comic. I actually had to hunt down the very first comic book I ever read, and I had vague details of it. I actually did it. Son of Satan. There you go.
Gil Kane cover. The show Conan.
Oh hell yeah!
Regular series. Marvel's Greatest. So yeah, no, I made out like a bandit. I walked out of that place with a stack of comic books, and I paid $25.
Big old shit eater on your face, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know, I was like,
look at this.
When I was a kid,
$27. There was $1 a comic.
That's crazy.
Nice.
Yeah, well, then again, I went to the dollar bins.
That's where I go too.
I went to the dollar bins. $27. That includes a new Marvel. What is it? $4.99.
Right.
Yeah.
They also had a comic. I forget what it was, but it was an actual like 10 out of 10, which I didn't even think existed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like a Winnie the Pooh as Spawn.
Oh my God, Spawny the Pooh.
Spawny the Pooh.
I don't know, something like that. I have some stuff right here I wanted to show you guys. It's kind of like in our scene, and it's I think that it's it's the Morkborg campaign. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Morkborg. It's a pretty crazy tabletop game. It's really brutal, man. It's really quick too. I actually have it right here. I haven't played it really, but it's metal as fuck. It's made by these Swedes, and this is for the toy. They're actually making an action figure, and this guy's making the Axe Wielder John toy next, right? So I don't know if you guys got Axe Wielder John. It's a badass book, but I was gonna play this little trailer right here for y'all.
Sweet. Can always count on the Swedes to bring the metal.
Bring the metal, right? Yeah.
That's awesome.
We're all gonna want those eventually for our books, right?
You said this is a game?
Yeah, it's a tabletop game. It's called Morkborg, and this is the game right here actually. And there's a bunch of different styles too. Very, very metal. Not an easy game to survive in. I haven't played it yet. Most of these games
a role-playing game or a board game?
Role-playing, sort of.
Yeah, I'm big into board games too.
It takes like 3 hours though, but I haven't. Me and my buddy are working on a game right now, and there's 4 different flavors. There's Red Risen, Glow in the Dark, Blood Drenched, and Cursed. They all come with a zine, which is pretty cool. And they have they have a Viking one, I think, a pirate one, and it's Morkborg. And just like in a metal song, dude, you don't last that long in this game. You die really fast. So, but it's pretty easy to pick up, though, I guess, once you start getting the hang of it. But the game is starting to become very popular, and this is a main, like their Eddie, you know, like their mascot. So, yeah, I haven't had a chance to play it, but I wanted to try it out. Sounds pretty fun.
Wow.
But yeah, this is their Kickstarter. They're doing pretty good.
I would say so. Yeah, 94,000.
Nice. G worthy. And yeah, my buddy showed me about this because he went. He's working on a board game, and yeah, man, it's a big market. It's blowing up right now. I have one right next to my LCS. But yeah, I think this is pretty cool. And I also wanted to show Patara's Axe Wielder John, the figure. Let's see here, that the guy's working on next, and I think it looks pretty cool. He actually made like a little trailer for it right here.
Nice. It's got a song.
I want one.
Do you believe their lies? Reasons to kill, reasons to die. Full power he battles as his access bleed. Axe with a jaw, will you ever be free?
This guy has a comic out, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, on Zoo.
Did he have a comic called The Spread?
I'm not sure. I think he did some other. I think he did like the Manhattan Project or something like that.
Okay.
I think he did a book because he was in the mainstream for a bit. I think he was working with Hickman, Jonathan Hickman, I think. But yeah, man, I don't know. I think that looks cool. I'd like to have that.
It looks like a mix between The Simpsons and Gwar, that figure.
Dude, right? You fucking nailed it, John.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%, man. And we're looking at
the song and the animation.
It works perfect, right?
Was fucking dope.
And also, there's another campaign that I wanted to check a look at. You know, John's got a book out right now. And I was gonna. Is it cool if I share your campaign, John?
Please do.
Okay, cool.
Sell my comic.
So yours is actually up on my comic right now, which is an awesome site. I recommend that if you're a comic creator, that's the first spot that you go to. Me and Brian talk about this a lot, but we had the debate before it even launched. You know, it was like, I don't know if this shit's gonna work, but regardless, it doesn't freaking matter. We have to go over there. Everybody has to go over there because we need to start doing it, you know. And it's working, and it hasn't been a year.
Complaints. I messed something up the day of the launch.
Oh, that always happens.
Like 11 o'clock in the morning. We're launching at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God, I'm launching tonight. So Luke Stone, the guy who created the site, gave me his phone number. So I'm calling Luke Stone. He's having dinner or breakfast rather with his family. And he fixed it. I'm like, yeah, what am I going to do? I'm panicking. I'm having a freaking panic attack. And he's like, okay, it's fixed. Okay. You know, and I'm like, you can't do that on Indiegogo. You can't do that on Kickstarter.
Right.
You can't. And your campaign's killing it, man.
Thank you.
Loving the art. You got Renzo Rodriguez from some of your boy Zach's books. I love his art.
Yeah, he did Coney Waves with Michael Polton. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He did Thomas Valiant for RJ of the Fourth Age.
Nice.
You know?
Right.
And now, you know, I when I saw his stuff on Thomas Valiant, I was like, this is I love this. It's just crisp superhero comic book art.
Yeah.
I messaged him and you know, he had a bunch of commitments, so I sent him my script and I waited. And then we just started clicking, you know. We're starting on issue 2 right now because we're mostly done.
That's awesome, man.
I never did a crowdfund before, so I wanted to err on the side of caution. So I got most of it done. You know, I have a full-time job, so I was able to start and then just take my time. So I waited. The only thing we got to do now is just send it to get lettered. We send it to get lettered. We find out how many to print. We start shipping, and then Renzo's going to start working on script 2. So I'm hoping, because I got this for like 3 months, this campaign.
Yeah.
And then when this is done, I'm going to do it on Kickstarter with another variant cover. And then when that's done, I'm going to do Indiegogo. And I'm hoping by the time that Indiegogo closes down, we go back to Fund My Comic with issue 2.
No, that's brilliant, man. That's the way to do it. That's like how Tucci does it. A lot of people do that. You got to hit every sub market, because not everybody's going to back you. They don't feel comfortable.
Right. I don't understand loyalty to the. Well, I understand loyalty to Fund My Comic, but I don't understand people like, well, it's a good comic, but it's not on Kickstarter, so I'm not going to get it. That I don't get. I'll go to where the good comics are. Like, as much as I like Luke Stone, if Billy Tucci's on Indiegogo, I'm going to go to Indiegogo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%, man.
But I'm not going to boycott a freaking site. Unless the site does something egregious. Let's be realistic. But but I don't understand. So I'm going to do the rounds. But Fund My Comic gives you a good rate if you're exclusive for a couple of months. So that's it. So this is the regular cover by Renzo.
Yeah.
So this is, this will be the cover on all the sites. You'll be this will be available wherever. But if you scroll down, this is Pat Broderick. This is only available on Fund My Comic. And I see Brian shaking his head. So who Pat Broderick is. Pat Broderick is
Bronze Star, right?
I'm sorry?
From Bronze Star?
I was about to say he did Bronze Star.
Yep. Love that book, man. That book
I missed out on that campaign.
You know if he's going to make another one?
Yeah, they're already working on issue 2 of Bronze Star.
Yeah, dude. No, Brian, you can go to baroncomics.com. He's got the artist edition, which I want that too, and the regular. And his the art and the background. I don't know, man. This really killing the background. I just read Rock and Roll Ninja. Also, fucking Bar's backgrounds are killer in there. I did a review. It's going to drop at tomorrow at 9.
Since you brought up Matt Barr, he's doing a page in this comic.
Oh, is he? Sick.
Yeah,
Matt's killer, man. I love his style.
Yeah, I'm trying to make this comic like a love letter to old school Marvel comics. Like, that's why it's got the corner box and everything. Yeah. So there's ads in the comic,
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Yeah, no, I love ads too, man. Like, I love the feel of that. I was wondering, do you think you could give us like a quick little synopsis about the Patriarch? And,
sure. So scroll down again. Yeah. So it's the best way to describe the Patriarch. The next image.
Sweet.
Okay, so this image, I was commuting home. I work in the city and I live in Long Island, so I'm taking the Long Island Railroad, and I'm thinking the back cover is going to be an ad for the printer unless you do something. And I'm like, well, if I'm paying to do something in the back, so I'm like, let me just encapsulate the Patriarch. So I pretty much envisioned exactly this, and then I described it to Renzo as best I could, and then him and Renzo drew it, and then Daniel De La Silva Rodriguez colored it. And oh my God, like, I tell my wife that if I die tomorrow, I contributed to this piece of art, and I can be happy. But anyway, the Patriarch.
That's cool.
I got tired. It sounds funny, but listen to the evolution of the story. I was like, what would piss off the SJWs? So I was just like,
the Patriarch. Yeah, I was thinking.
So I was like, I want to make a superhero called the Patriarch. Like we were moving. I was moving to this house, and I was talking to my buddy. We were in the car. We were laughing, and I'm like, and he has the male gaze. That's his superpower. And then so I'm like, yeah, he's like a Superman guy. By the end of that day, I kind of fell in love with the concept. So then I ditched this, like, I'm going to stick it to people. And I'm like, no, I want to make, because fathers get a short shift. Fathers are the goofballs. You see every commercial, the father doesn't know how to open the mayonnaise. Honey, I don't know how to do this. And then the wife rolls his eyes. So I'm like, my dad was a good guy. All my friends' dads were good guys. I'm like, what happened? We're losing out. So I'm like, I want to make a comic where the dad is a good, like Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four. He's been kind of like been done dirty in the past 15 years or so. So the Patriarch. So I already had the name, and he does have the male gaze. He has this vision power. But anyway, so I'm like, he's a good dad. He's a loving husband. Like, there's no fooling around. And there's been some hijinks in the life. If you scroll down, you can see his wife.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I give away too much sometimes, but this is the wife in the pink hat. If you notice, she's got some scars on her.
Oh shit! Yeah,
I'm just not telling you why. That this won't be revealed, I think, until issue 4.
Oh wow! Okay, that's good.
So you're a superhero. There's Jokers, there's Magnetos, there's Dr. Dooms in this world. So they're not hiding, but they're not broadcasting where they're living. So they homeschool the kids. They have a farm. You know, it's almost like the Kennedy compound. You know, it's inaccessible unless you could fly. You know, so he's a dad. So he just comes home, and this is what he comes home to.
That's
his
awesome.
7 children, his beautiful wife, you know, the farm, the animals, and everything. And you know, they have like a game night. They're like the perfect family, and there's nothing sinister. You know, it's not like he has girlfriends over here. So some guy said, "Oh, he sounds like an Omni-Man." I'm like, no, he's actually a good father. He's actually a good guy. He's you know a response to how father's been treated. So he's a superhero. He's a dad. He's a husband. You know, and he's a good guy. But the thing is, I don't like all powerful super. As funny as it is, because I love Superman.
Yeah.
So he's not that powerful as he looks. He looks like a Superman.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's what when you were a little kid, don't you think your dad was Superman?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
He dresses in this regal costume. His powers are vastly different than Superman. If you notice, this guy's robbing the bank over here. That's Boss Moxie, and those are his henchwomen.
Oh, okay.
Toots, Dame, and Maul, you know, and they talk like 30s gangsters and stuff. But if you scroll down, you'll see. Then you know this was this is still the same page. So scroll down a little more. This was the first page Renzo sent me. Oh my god,
nice.
look at that! You know, so he shows up, and you don't see the lettering, but scroll down again. This was important that I go down to the next page.
Oh, okay.
If you could see. If you roll, the Boss Moxie surrenders. There's no fighting because he's a good guy.
Yeah.
You know, Dad doesn't want to spank you.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
Just clean your room. You know.
Exactly.
So and he basically talks to guy, and but the thing is, there's a reason for this. He's not invulnerable. He's not Superman. And if bullets would start flying from a Tommy gun, I don't know how much you know. Somebody would get hurt. So he just came down and he talked calmly and diffused the situation. He's a good guy. You know, he's not Wolverine. He's not going to jump in and beat everybody. So I just wanted to make, he's a good guy. He's powerful. He's not all powerful. You know, he's vastly different than Superman, you know, and he's different than every other character. Like his identity is public. His powers manifested in the public, and that's part of the reasons why his family is. I'll just say out of the public eye because it's hard to you know, supervillains are crazy, so he's just trying to, like, he's the dad to the city. He doesn't want to go and spank Boss Mock. Dad doesn't want, you know, this will hurt. So he talks. He de-escalates the situation, and then you know, the next there's another big bad that I didn't show in the comic. That one he starts talking, and that villain just starts wailing into him. So he's got. But you can see here he's using his senses. So what he does is he doesn't have laser vision or anything like that. He literally closes his eyes, and it's almost like almost like Dr. He sends his senses out. So his body is flying blind, like literally all 5 of his senses leave his body, and he just, like, at the speed of thought, he just, where am I needed? Where am I needed? And then comes back and then goes it. But he's vulnerable when he does that because he can't,
shit.
You know what I mean? So he'll only do that when he's up in the air or at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know? So I just thought it would funny, give him the male gaze, but it's different. And then he's got the purple and the laurel wreath because of that meme. You know, every man thinks of the Roman Empire,
right?
So he takes the laurel wreath from the victories from the Rome and purple like the Roman Empire. And then to tie it together, I even made a pint glass because he comes home and he enjoys a beer. You know what I mean? He's a dad. The only thing is, I was thinking of a joke, like at the end of every issue, he tells a dad joke, like but it's hard to write funny, so I ruled against that. So I was thinking maybe one of his kids will be the funny kid. So if it's not funny, I'm like, well, he's only 7, you know.
Right. Well, that's cool, man. I like that. It's not what like what you expect. Loving the art too.
Yeah, Renzo is so good.
Sure.
How many pages are you guys?
Okay, so the comic is 30 pages.
Oh, nice.
And it's only $10, and it's a complete story.
Yeah.
So if you, I feel with crowdfunding, and I got backlash for this, so I guys, I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but I feel like it's so long between issues. I don't feel it's a big ask to ask you to pay $25 a comic and then wait 9 months for part 2. So I'm trying to make this as inexpensive as possible. Comic books should be affordable. I know $10 for a comic book, like guys at work, like $10. I'm like, guys, I got to make money. I got to pay, you know what I mean? But whatever. But it's complete. There's a complete Patriarch story. And I wanted to do a stretch goal. So it's going to be 22 pages like a Marvel comic and then fake ads and a letters page. But I was like, for a stretch goal, we're going to have a backup, Unheroic Tales, and it's going to be the origin of a villain.
Oh, nice.
And I got Ron Mosicki to draw that, but I asked him to wait on hold. But then he's busy. So I'm like, I don't know if I can. So I'm like, just draw it. Just draw it. I paid for it, draw it, got a code. So you got a stretch goal built right into the comic. So it's a 22 page Patriarch story and a 7 or 8 page backup story, and then fake ads, and then we're gonna do a double page spread of a map. Renzo's working on that right now, of the map of the city. And then I made this coin. It's the size of a nickel. I got it from Norway, so
nice.
Just shipping is expensive here. So I'm going to get a whole bunch of them. And then if you buy these, it's $5, and it doesn't change the shipping because it's just putting a nickel in the Gemini folder. You know what I mean? So, but I had a problem when it first launched. People thought they were buying it and they weren't. So for the first 18 hours. So I hope the original backers, if they see this or somebody alerts them, I sent out a message, you could go back and you can add it without canceling. It won't change anything. I'll throw it in the, and then we got the pint glass. I don't know if you could see, but it's got the laurel wreath on it. Patriarch symbol.
Oh, hold on. Let me bring you, let me make you bigger.
Yeah. So that's
see. Cool, man.
So it says Heroic Tales. And now I got the bug. Oh, so I'll tell you about issue 2. Get my giant face off the screen. So my original concept was I was going to have a different superhero every issue.
Oh, okay.
And then I started getting a little feedback from people. They're like, I like the Patriarch.
He's cool.
So it's a great concept. I like the idea of the dad. So I'm like, am I going to shoot myself in the foot if I? Oh yeah, there's me being crazy. So,
I like the hammer.
So issue number 2 is going to have the Patriarch in it, but you flip the comic over and it's going to have the other superhero. So cool. Every issue is going to have a Patriarch story, and then you flip it over and it'll have a I don't want to say a backup because they're both stars.
Yeah.
And then 100%. If I could hit a stretch goal, I'll put in an Unheroic Tales about a villain or maybe, a key civilian character that needs a little bit more exposition or something. So I'm excited. I got the first 10 issues in various forms of scripts. Some of them are more complete than the other, but I'm kind of telling them in a specific order. So each issue is going to be self-contained.
That's good.
So I hope you don't, I'm sorry.
Done in once, huh?
Yeah, it's old school comics. So if you miss an issue, which I hope you don't, but if you do, you're not going to be lost. But if you buy them all and read them in order, you will get more out of it, because just like the X-Men, it builds up.
Yeah.
And then I don't think I'm giving away anything. Around issue 9 or 10, the team will form, and then because of like a Thanos level threat, you know what I mean? That, like I said, people were asking me who would win in a fight, the Patriarch or Superman. I'm like, Superman. Who? Omni-Man. He's. I would put the Patriarch on like maybe a Spider-Man level.
Oh, that's crazy.
Right.
But he presents himself as more powerful. Like your dad didn't let you know that he was worried about paying the mortgage.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you went to bed and your dad turns to your mom and goes, "Oh man, I got to work extra because we need." And then the kid wakes up, everything's great.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. He's projecting. He's not lying. He's just projecting a dad aura. I got it all under control.
No, that's cool, man. And like we do need more comics like this. I think it's cool that that's called Heroic Tales. You know what I mean? And it's something you could bring in new characters and expand in the back. You know what I mean?
I did want to call it.
Pressy did it too with his verse. Like he'll have them kind of coming together a little bit. That's one book I know. I mean, a million people have done it, but it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I wanted to have like, you know, the stories are the star, and then
yes,
because I got like, you know, I'm gonna have stories. It's gonna be I can't even talk. I get excited. I have stories set like colonial America,
oh nice,
West,
nice.
you know, and then a prehistory, you know, and one story in the far future, and
That's
you know,
so fun.
so again, the patriarch will be the through line, and then you know the secondary, and then like issue number 3 is gonna have like a Batman character.
Oh
And
yeah.
then issue number 4 is probably gonna be, well, it's not probably, it's gonna have, you know, this Superman looking character and then Batman looking meeting up for the first time. So that probably won't be a flip book because it'll probably just be a longer story featuring those two characters, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Renzo can't wait for that because he loves Batman type characters.
Me too. Those are my favorite. The street level vigilante with gadgetry.
Yeah.
But what I like about, I think this is the hardest. I don't know if I talked with Brian about this. I know I have with other people, but I think the hardest characters to crack right now are the Superman-esque characters, just visually and conceptually. Like when you look at them, that's hard. And also writing them is even harder. But for someone to get on board with you, the visual, that's hard, dude. And I think you really nailed it.
Thank you.
Just the way he looks right here, you know,
He's
he
got
does have that
riblets.
dad feel.
Did you notice
Yeah.
the riblets?
Yeah,
He's got
right here.
riblets.
Well, I mean, just like in like the I don't know, the symbol, you know, of the
That
Roman,
looks
you know,
great.
and the purples and the royalness to it, and he just looks cool. And definitely, man, like when you mentioned Reed Richards, that really kind of got that feel too. And it's going to be something refreshing to see a real hero, you know, come in. And
he is a good guy, and you know, to the point where he might get himself in trouble because maybe he's like, all right, I got to give this guy a chance, you know, in the bed, you know, like he's gonna get in problems with his kids because like his kids are growing up like that. I want to leave. I want to meet a girl. I want to, you know, am I a prisoner here on the farm? Things like that, you know. So, you know, I think there's a lot of drama that could be, you know, you got a family, Brian, you got a family, I got a family. I'm one of 7 kids too. There's drama. You know, and we're all good people. None of us are in jail or murderers or anything. You know, we got all, but you know, there's stories you get to. But it's not going to be the Brady Bunch where it's all sappy and everything too. But I do want it. I say it's a blue sky homage, love letter to superheroes. I love superheroes. I got all of Garth Ennis's Boys comics. I read them. But I don't want to make that.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it's played out. It's played out. Yeah, let them be them. It's played out, you know, and we kind of need something different, you know what I mean? And something back to heroism. I also believe this is something I talk about and preach about all the time, and I'm guilty of it myself. But when I make villains going forward, they need to be villains and irredeemable to a certain degree. Like they need to be bad, and I think that's what makes the hero more heroic because he has
to.
No, they're just misunderstood.
Yeah, right.
They're all just misunderstood. Loki's just misunderstood.
Yeah, right.
Don't get me started on Loki.
So,
Loki killed Corny.
About the modern comic book writers, the people that are writing the comics now, don't believe in evil.
Yeah, so it's like we need evil.
It's funny that you said that because I have 2 villains in the front story, and then the backup story is all about a villain. None of them are sympathetic.
Yeah.
And I didn't plan that. And then I have a villain for issue number 2. You can kind of understand her motivations, but I don't think you'd be sympathetic with them. And then the Patriarch's villain is just a sneaky son of a bitch. You're not going to like him. If you like him, then you got problems. I'm trying to think. The Batman type villain might be sympathetic, but let's just say I hate the Joker, and this is me being cathartic.
Maybe a little Punisher thrown in there.
Villains that are tragic, for instance, right?
Yeah, tragic.
But then they're still villains.
Yeah, like they're irredeemable.
It's like they have to be stopped. It's like you have sympathy for them up to a point.
Right.
And then once they cross that line, it's like, okay, well, now you got to go, dude.
There's no coming back. Like, I don't care what you write after that. You're still a zombie eating brains. You know what I mean? I don't care how you got there. You know, so I'm sorry, and I'm on board. Give me the entertainment, but like I don't know, man. That's just how I see the world now. I want my heroes to be heroes and my villains to be villains.
Yeah, the backup unheroic stories. The bad guy, he's irredeemably bad, and you'll to the point that I'm actually a little worried that I might have taken it too far. You'll see. You know,
that sounds fun. Is he interesting?
I hope so. You know, everybody that I read it, and then when I gave it to Ron to draw, I said, read it first and let me know if it's interesting. He likes the concept, you know.
Right. You look at something like a movie like the Brian De Palma remake of Scarface, right, which everybody loves. That character Tony Montana is a horrendous human being, but you're captivated by him.
Same with
right?
Breaking Bad. You know, I don't care what anybody says.
Exactly.
Walter White was a villain.
Yeah,
Yes.
he was.
The Japanese
first
are like
episode, he was given a way out, and he rejected it out of pride. You know, and then we just watched him murder and whatever.
Descent into villainy, basically.
Yeah. Super villainy. Really, he becomes like a super villain.
He does. He does actually,
right?
like a street level, like Punisher villain.
Yeah.
Right.
And he becomes proud of it too.
He would be a good Punisher villain.
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
you could easily write Frank Castle into the Breaking Bad. I was thinking maybe we could. I just not thought of that. I was thinking maybe we could go over some of the tiers a little bit.
Oh, sure. I got.
We got the top one for $10. Heroic Tales, just a comic for $10. And I looked through the shipping; it's $10 too. You get a 30-page comic for $20. It's
I can't do anything about the shipping. You know, I wish
I
I
could.
Shipping's.
None of us can, brother.
We can't, man. You know, it's Bidenomics too. On top of that, the thing is, we've been doing 10. I'm used to that. You know, that's fine. Then you get the three bundle for 25. You know, I would recommend people get that one. You know, you could take a couple, maybe give one to your buddy, your brother, your uncle, your dad, maybe the LCS. You know.
Yeah, I was hoping a comic book store would pick this up. You know.
Yeah, that would be awesome. You got the Digi right there for the overseas people. You know?
Yeah, I you know, a couple of guys were on my channel, and they're in Britain and Ireland, and they like. I understand they don't want to spend $40 for a $10 comic. I kicking and screaming. I put in a digital tier because I don't. But then I'm like, you know, I got to give the customers what they want.
You do, and I was walking with my daughter and my son today. We just parked the car. We're walking around the corner, and I'm like, dude, there better be a fucking line right there. If there's not a line, we're in trouble. You know. So I turned and I'm like, because there's no line. There's usually a line. And I turned I'm like, oh, okay, there's a line. So I was telling my daughter, I'm like, that means people are still wanting comics. That's good. You know,
I saw a lot of families, and one family came in because the daughter was into comics.
Oh, that's good.
We were talking to father, like, I'm not. He was into metal, you know, and he's like, I never read a comic, but his like 15-year-old daughter is into comics. I was like, wow, so there is
fantastic.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, like you know, I'm trying to get my kids love my son loves comics. He loves Venom and Thor and.
Cool.
Venom and Hulk. Those are in Batman.
Cool.
My daughter likes My Little Pony. it's
cool.
Funny. Yeah. And then right here we got one cup Heroic Tales pint glass.
Yeah.
I want one of those. I'd be sipping on one of those for my Saturday night.
I want when people start getting their campaigns. I make jokes and then I'm like, this is a good idea. I'd like to start a stream and get as many people as possible, all with who have the glass, so we'll all have a beer together. You know.
I'll be there.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so for $20 and then $10 shipping, you get a comic and a pint glass.
Can't beat that, right?
You can't beat that.
That's a great deal. And that's what we're used to paying anyway. And you get a beer cup,
right? You know, and then we got the variant cover. Oh, you went right behind that.
Oh, my bad.
The variant cover, but this is $20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, that's the variant cover of the pint glass. We got the regular cover of the pint glass. 3 of the variant covers. Yeah, and then I think this is the most popular. It's just the two variant covers.
Oh yeah, that's your number one.
The two covers and the pint glass, and then 5. Oh, yeah.
Okay, both covers and the pint glass, the 2 variants. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Renzo cover, which I call the A cover, and then the Fund My Comic exclusive Pat Broderick cover, and then $5 for the coin.
That's it. Oh yeah, that's kind of I kind of like that one. You know.
Yeah, the coin I love. I want to do a coin for every comic because one of my things about superheroes is they have a symbol.
Yeah, totally, man.
Superhero has to have there's a couple of things for a superhero to have. It's got to have a name that is the focus of them, the patriarch, the father. You know, he he's a father figure, you know, and he's obviously inspired by Superman, which I consider to be a patriarch of the superhero world, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And then, so I thought his symbol, and I'm like, the symbol has to look good on a T-shirt or a coin. So I'm so happy that I came up with that laurel wreath. And then the next issue, I have another superhero. I designed the symbol. I'm like, so I can't wait to see. Renzo's drawing it now. I can't wait to see. I don't want to spoil it yet. What this symbol is going to look like, and it'll make total sense. And the symbol has to make sense. Like I don't like when it's just an explosion symbol
for no reason,
just because you want to give him a chest symbol. And then the
not
other thing,
organically created with the character,
right?
Not an appendage to a certain degree of his psyche.
Like the Flash symbol is perfect. That's the Superman symbol, the Batman symbol. You know, the Green Lantern symbol is so freaking cool.
Yeah, they'll give you many headaches trying to come up with that. You know, just to nail it, you would get headaches. You know, it has to be, and you have to have those headaches. Sometimes it could just come.
He pretty much came. Once I saw that meme, how often do you think of the Roman Empire? I was like, perfect.
Oh yeah, I remember that. What's like, dude, I don't think of the Roman Empire though. I think of the Norse Empire. Most people do think of the Roman.
I think about the Germanic barbarians.
You, because you're German.
No,
I have a degree in Greco-Persian history, so I think of the Roman Empire quite a lot.
Most dudes do though, man. Nice. And I always ask people like a lot of time, like, what your favorite, like John, like, what's your favorite movie?
Me, my favorite movie.
And if you can't pick one, then three maybe.
I'm sorry.
If you can't pick one movie, then maybe three.
It's funny. As much as I don't like gangster films, I got to say Goodfellas. I love.
Yeah.
You know,
solid.
Great.
If favorite movies by like how influential it was on your life, then Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Oh my God! That movie came out when I was in third grade. So that movie was like George Lucas going, "Hey John, sit down. I got a movie for you." Like for the next 10 years, I lived Star Wars, played Star Wars. And it's funny. I was always the Empire. Say what you want about a guy who loves good guys. The Empire had better costumes.
I just remember like seeing a commercial on TV about a werewolf flying a spaceship. Yeah, it was called Star Wars. That's pretty much what it was. There's a werewolf in a spaceship. Like, Mom, can you take me to see this?
Yeah.
I love both those covers, man. I like that Bonk one too. Or
and I got on Kickstarter. I have a Michael T. Gilbert cover, and he's a little bit more humorous with it. It's funny. And then I just got the Mike Gustovich cover for Indiegogo. Oh my God, it looks good. It's so good.
That's cool, man. Like I'm gonna be sharing out your campaign.
Thank you.
As people could your campaigns, and maybe man.
Yeah, I put the link in the private chat if you throw that.
Oh, for sure. Let you guys know I have the link to this campaign pinned at the top too. So if you guys go up to the top, it'll take you right to Heroic Tales number 1, the Patriarch, and we're sitting at 31 right now. Oh, what's up, Brian?
Can I say also really quick? If you can't back the campaign, because I know money's a little tight, even though this is a great deal, there's a little green button under Contribute that says Share this campaign. Click on that, and it will take you to links to share on both Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you name it. If you people don't understand that by just clicking and sharing a link to a campaign, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I like today I was out at so today's actually been like the worst day for sales because I realized I haven't been sharing. Every time I share and put it on Twitter or Facebook, like 20 minutes later, I'll get a sale. I'm like, oh, people need to be reminded.
Yeah, you have to.
The guys at work, they're like, oh man, I want to buy your comic, and then they go home, they don't think of it. So the next day, I'm like, oh, you didn't buy? I'm like, oh yeah, So I actually gave them cards with the QR code to scan. So I was handing them out to Billy Tucci was putting him in a bag. I was like, oh my God,
hell yeah,
he's so cool.
He's a sweetheart.
Yeah, he's such a good guy. He lives like 5 minutes away from me. He's like, come on over. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go to Billy Tucci's house.
No, he's legit, man. He's legit.
Yeah.
Man of the people.
Yeah, he's such a normal guy, regular guy.
You're sitting at.
I hit the first stretch goal. The first stretch goal is going to be a card. It's going to be the Patriarch. Renzo already drew it. I already had it colored, but I didn't do the back because that was a lot of work. So I didn't want to do the back unless we hit the stretch goal. It would just be an expense. So now that we hit the stretch goal, I'm doing the back. The back is going to have his role-playing stats. Now, I'm a fanatic you were talking about a role-playing game. I play a role-playing game called Villains and Vigilantes. Matter of fact, I just played last night.
Oh, Oh,
you know that game, Brian?
school, dude. Old
Yeah,
school.
it's an old school superhero game. So
Really old school.
this is my superhero campaign world. You know, when you were a little kid, you're like, let's turn out Dungeons and Dragons into a comic book. Well,
Right.
I said that when I was 12, but now I'm 56. I'm finally doing it. So I love the superhero game. So I wanted to put his villains and vigilantes stats on the card, but I'm like, so I was asking and asking around, and then finally, wow, somebody just bought the comic now. Thank you, whoever that was.
I'm about to say, I'm going to
that was you, Brian. Thank you, Brian.
No, you got, look, it's not charity, bro. It's just, it's $10 for a comic, man. Done, sold.
Thank
this
you.
looks great.
And it's going to a person. It's not going to,
Right.
people that hate you. Let's leave it at
that.
Right.
Yeah, makes a little difference too.
So I kept asking, does
105.
anybody know how to get in contact with
Your passion. It's the thing. It's like
now you're at 3,200. Awesome.
Yeah,
it just looks nicer. You know what I mean? Just
so
to go over that. I get that free.
I emailed the guy who owns the board game, and then I was like, you know what? So I was starting to make up like numbers, but not related to villains. I was like, I guess I got to compromise. And then, like, as I decided that, boom, he just emailed me back. Yeah, use it. Gave me his phone number. He wants to come on my channel and talk.
Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome, man.
Yeah. And then he suggested, he goes, how about when you have like 5 or 6 issues, we take all your characters and make a Villains Vigilantes resource book.
Oh, hell yeah, man. That'd be sick. Make like the Bible,
Well, like, just, my heroic tales with the patriarch, the bad guys, their stats, their stories, like a monster manual for superheroes. And then Renzo's artwork. Oh my God, that would be the best.
Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be even a cool, like, stretch goal.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got to get some issues down. So, like I said, we're already working on issue 2.
Yeah, it looks awesome, man. I can't wait to see like where you go with that. Right now, I'm about to do some hunting, so I don't know if
shit.
what else. I don't know what else you got going on tonight, but I'm gonna go probably like another 30 minutes to an hour. So if you want to hang out,
sure,
absolutely. So. The Ahul. This is the part of the show where we find cryptids and monsters, and or the Atul is a winged cryptid. Some portray the creature as a giant bat, while others claim it is a flying primate, which I think is pretty freaking metal. The name Ahul comes from its loud, distinct cry, Ahoo!
Oh, where are they supposed to live?
So, it says right here, it goes into it somewhat in the description too.
Java.
It is said, Java, man. It is the deepest parts of the jungles of Java and can be found across most of Indonesia. The subspecies can be found on the nearby island of New Guinea, called the ropen, a presumed cousin to the Ahul. The ropen has a long snout, large wings, and a long, thin crest. The Ahul has a distinct face that features of both of chimpanzees and of bats. Large, dark eyes, red-skinned wings,
never heard of this
large claws on its forearms, and it's covered in gray fur. It is said to have a wingspan of 18 to 28 feet or 6 to 9 meters. That is 3 to 4 times the size of the largest bat known to man, the flying fox. Although it mainly eats local fauna, such as large fish, it will opportunistically occasionally attack humans, which is, scary for us. Most likely because the creature / animal is extremely territorial and an opportunist, meaning it will attack larger prey when the conditions present themselves. When scientists theorize that the creature may be related to another cryptid, the Kongmato, that sounds pretty badass. However, it's described as more of a bat-like creature than a reptile-like one. It most closely related to the orange bati. And the sightings are like they said in Java. There's a couple right there, nothing too crazy. There's a little bit of a gallery right here.
Nice.
I think that's cool, man. I never thought. I mean, I remember like the gorillas that Eric Weathers put into a Battle Brick Road, but just more of a bat and like gorilla or primate hybrid. I don't know. I just think that's pretty scary.
Is this something you do regularly? You talk about cryptids and everything?
Oh yeah, every week.
So I might as well do a little bit. I think issue 6 is going to involve Bigfoot of Heroic Tales.
Oh,
A little
that's
swatch
awesome, man.
action.
It's going to explain why they're always blurry and why they have big feet.
I also do a little.
Ever take like a clear picture of them.
You can never
There's
take
a reason. There's a reason.
Right, that's great.
That's badass. That's a
But
badass
you see,
one right
like,
there.
that's one of the
I
things
like
that's
to draw
always so
this
much
one.
fun is you've got all of these little questions and little holes that you can just fill in with your imagination.
That's to me why superheroes are the greatest genre, because you could do science fiction with superheroes. You could do historical fiction. You could do sci-fi. You could do fantasy. You could do horror. Issue 3, where I have my Batman card, it's supposed to be a horror comic. Where the Batman character is the Jason, is this, and the villains that he's hunting are the group of campers that are lost in. That's it. I want to flip it over so. The good guy is the monster, and he's terrifying. You don't want to meet my vigilante in the street. Let's just say at least the Punisher will kill you quick.
Oh snap!
This one will have some fun. Yeah, man, that's a pretty crazy monster. I actually like that one.
Yeah, cool. I like that.
About like the something about the monkey or the ape with the bat, kind of man bat, kind of Lindstrom-ish. I've been watching the new Planet of the Apes movies, right? The new trilogy, because the new one's coming out the day after tomorrow. So, and it's something you can watch with the kids, and I'm really excited for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It's in the Bronze Age. It's 300 years after the last one, after war. So, me and the kids are really looking forward to that. I like the monkey stuff. I know Brian does. He's got a 6-gun gorilla. You're mailing out those figures, man. I saw that post on Twitter.
6-gun gorilla is yours?
Yeah.
That's a great concept.
A lot sick.
Yeah, man, that's
Yeah, I mean,
really cool, man.
I wish I came up with it. It's a public domain character, a really super obscure one. But
because I'm gonna have a Western superhero too at some point.
Oh hell yeah!
Well, I mean, I always loved like the Western comic book heroes, right? I always loved Westerns. Period.
Jonah Hex is the best, man.
Oh, I'm a big Hex fan. Damn, I can't get that to wait. Is it?
Yeah, you got to hide behind it.
To focus. Focus, you idiot. Focus. Yeah,
focus.
No, sorry. I can't get it to focus. And this is like a super duper mega high def camera, so I don't know what the hell is up.
It's badass, dude. Yeah, I'm sure those backers.
Yeah, these are going out.
You 3D print that yourself?
No, my homeboy Sim produced these, manufactured these with.
Yeah, I bought a 3D printer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He got a new one that works like super fast and that does really great detail. Eventually, we're all going to have little figurines.
I printed the Ultimate Nullifier.
Oh, it's the Ultimate Nullifier.
Yeah, I mean, I don't design it. I just go to Thingiverse and download it. And I used the 3D printer like 3 times, and I'm like, I don't know what else to print now. It's just an expensive toy in the garage.
All I'm saying is, if that thing made Galactus like shit himself with fear, it's got to be something going on there.
I'm talking about it tomorrow on my channel, 10 o'clock. The first appearance of Galactus in the Silver Surfer.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah, man.
I have what is it? One of my top 5 favorite bands. They just dropped a new single, and I haven't heard it yet. So it's about 3 minutes long. I wanted to share it. So this is Metal Movies and Brewskis Live. So we will in fact have some metal. So if you guys want to go get a brew or a water or a drink or a refreshment, I'm gonna go ahead and check this out. This is Dark Tranquillity's Unforgivable. So I've never heard this song. It's kind of like a reaction thing. So here we go.
Senselessness, the Moscow's have a run. We saw what's left behind, the wasted years of scorn. No choice to save us now, the lingering will fall. The Moscow's have a run. We must be gone by the coming of the dawn. There will be no one.
up, Brett?
No mercy for the lost. The silent ways of those who scar the distant shore. To follow right unnotified. We must be called by the coming of the dawn. There will be no one left to tell a story. Unforgivable betrayal. When the hour of our need, no quiet for distraction.
The blast beat right there. Nice. Oh shit, what we got?
Not a single purpose given, no leniency. Not a single reason stated, no mercy shown.
Nice little bridge right there.
Before the daylight comes, there will be no one left to tell a story. Unforgivable betrayal. When the hour of our need, no quarter for this treachery. Unforgivable betrayal. When the hour of our need, no quarter for this treachery. No mercy for the lost.
That was pretty cool.
How don't you get a copyright strike or anything when you show music?
Oh yeah, I only have like 300 subscribers or something
Okay.
like that. But they don't no, they don't do nothing, you know. I mean, in the event that I did though, yeah, I probably would only show like a little snippet of it or something like that. But
I tried to
take
show.
advantage of that shit right now.
So I got my turntable out of, I got my records out of storage, and I was like, I don't have a turntable. When I moved into this house a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, I got all my comic books and all my vinyl and everything out of storage. So I've been listening to like music on headphones or a little Bluetooth, but now I got all my records and stuff. So and then my buddy, I was like, I don't even know how to get a turntable.
Oh yeah.
JR Music isn't in business anymore. That's how long ago it's been since I got stereo equipment.
Yeah.
And I was telling my wife, I'm like, I got to figure out how to, and my friend Dennis that I haven't seen in 15 years posts on Facebook. Anybody want all this stereo equipment? Like that thing. And it's a full on like rack system that I had in the night. So I messaged him. I said, don't do anything. I'll be there tomorrow. And it was great. I got some free stereo equipment, and then I got to reconnect with Dennis that I haven't seen in so long. So then I've been playing all my vinyl that like I'm into a lot of punk bands that I can't hear it anywhere else. Because it was like 2 guys just got together or 4 guys got together, made a 45, pressed 20 copies. You know what I mean? So I'm playing that, and then I started buying records again. So I know you guys will probably laugh because it's new to me, but like Cadaver from Sweden. Have you ever listened to them? It's like a 3-guy. They sound like 70s metal. It's like Black Sabbath. It's so good. And then the Sword.
Oh yeah, the Sword. Yeah,
man.
Yeah. That's like the old school, like kind of sludgy, like kind of like Black Sabbath-y metal.
Yeah. Oh my
God.
God.
I mean, you got a favorite metal band, dude? I usually ask people that. That's another question.
I mean,
come on.
Black Sabbath to me, I'm an old school guy.
Yeah.
I'm the Black Sabbath neighbor. When it's time to rake leaves, I got this. I'm a construction worker. I got that big yellow DeWalt radio that cars could hit it. That, you know, it still plays. So I
Yeah.
put that on top of my car, and I blast Black Sabbath. It's like my thing. I'm like raking leaves, Black Sabbath. You
Right.
know, raking the leaves. You know, it's funny.
Oh, yeah.
Get the neighbors to hate me. But
No, it's a good autumn band. You know, I mean, you know, Sabbath.
it's good Halloween music, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Totally,
I
man.
mean, the first 4 Sabbath albums, I don't think anything has ever come close.
Yeah.
To like,
Yeah.
nobody's touched that yet.
Yeah, they're good. And they're not metal. It's funny because as a kid, I thought there was such crazy metal. Then as an adult, I'm like, Kiss isn't metal, you know. But
Right.
the first 6 Kiss albums are phenomenal rock and roll albums.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
They're
yes,
good.
they're not metal. The Beatles are more metal than Kiss, but I love Gore. I've seen Gore a few times.
Gore's dope. Yeah.
But like modern metal, like the last metal bands is Cadaver. Oh my god, I just love it. But it's old school sound. Like
yeah. Still right. Still has that sludgy.
my
like,
wife likes
sound, right?
you know, like Slayer again. I'm showing my age, but I tried to like Metallica. I just don't.
The thrash.
What's that? Yeah, I just don't. Nothing against it. It's just not for me.
Not your thing. Yeah. No, I mean, there's like for me, I'm kind of a metal mark. Like I like pretty much all the genres of metal because there's thousands of them, right?
Yeah, I know.
And
guys, correct me. That's death metal. That's whatever.
I know, right?
It gets annoying.
Doom metal.
But sometimes it's like, okay, I kind of see why you're doing it like that. It's kind of like with the comic book storylines and shit. And it's like, okay, fine, you know, and then when you start diving deeper and deeper, I'm like, okay, that's why you're calling it like that's industrial and this is that, and you know, that's blackened metal and that's blackened thrash metal, you know, and then this is you know, I don't know,
I mean, the reason
Bay Area thrash, you know.
The reason humans, you know, we're obsessed with defining things,
right?
Giving things names and categories and subcategories and that sort of a thing, is for the sake of convenience.
Yeah,
right?
It kind of is in a way, and then it kind of like Pantera's Groove. I didn't even know what the hell that was for a long time, and you listen to it, it kind of has these weird like off-timey things, you know. And
right.
You have Gent, you know, with a D silent. That's made by Meshuggah. That's math metal, where it's just a lot of like fat, like polyrhythmic, you know, like you know,
nerd metal.
Really, yeah.
Paradise Lost, another favorite of mine, goth metal,
and then you have like prog metal, like which is Rush and Queensryche that kind of spearheaded that genre, and it kind of went into new, because like usually one band will like that's big, they'll spawn like 20 different subgenres of metal.
So
like,
what would you call like the Black Sabbath type metal?
Right? For me, that'd be doom and sludge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Classic metal. Like, and proto metal. Right? I mean, but it is, but then also it's just straight up. It is, and it's got because there are a lot of different genres unto themselves. Black Sabbath, and then they changed when they bring Dio in. They bring Dio in, and he changed everything too. And I some of the Dio shit's fucking phenomenal. Like his I got to go back and listen to Dio and some of the stuff he did with Black Sabbath. Like, oh my god, that guy's awesome. You know, he's so like comic booky, you know, with his and metal and you know sword and sorcery and Frazetta-esque with his stuff. You know, so I don't know, it's just a lot of fun. And metal and comics, they go to that's my whole stick, man. Is I'm bringing metal and comics together all the time. That's what I'm trying to do.
I have 2 older brothers, so I always like had Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath playing, you know, and then they were into Southern rock and everything like that. And then I said I'm not much of a joiner, you know, so I always like I need something for myself. Like everybody got into Star Wars, and then Battlestar Galactica came out. I was the only kid in school who's into Battlestar Galactica, so it was mine. Like there's certain superheroes that I'm like, I don't want you liking that because that's mine, you know. Like
get off my shit, get off my band.
So I got into punk rock because nobody in my family. So I still say that Nevermind the Bollocks, the Sex Pistols, is one of the greatest albums ever made. I freaking love that record, you know. And every once in a while, like I rediscover it, you know, like bands like that, Minor Threat or Stiff Little Fingers. Oh my god, I could just listen to it. And then out of the blue, I do that. I just get tired of things and I change all my musical taste. And then I got into a 60s rocksteady Jamaican ska music.
Yeah, and, no, I actually started with ska, I started with that. That was like the first bands I was in. I was in like in 9th grade, I was in like a reggae band because that's Sublime was like a big thing, you know, when I grew up, and ska was big, you know. And that was after I had like already known about like, you know, the grunge scene and all that stuff. So I was bouncing all over the place. And then later, once I got into my 20s, it was just like full metal, you know. It was crazy. And then there was new metal like Korn, Limp Bizkit, Deftones, Slipknot, Mudvayne was more math though. They were even more technical, like low key, like Ninja into the new metal movement. Mudvayne were on some new some dope fucking awesome stuff. But also you got like your Disturbed. There was some cool stuff and songs that came out of that new metal era, and it's huge now. It's huge. Sure. That's what's big right now is new metal. Everything comes back around. Every 20 years, it comes back around. It was
funny because
Alien Ant Farm is really good. Jesus, man.
I was like when I was listening to all that first wave ska stuff. I was at work just blasting, and it's funny because then that Watchmen movie came out and had Desmond Decker on it, and I was like, "That's mine. You can't listen to that." But I was at work, and there was a guy just putting up steam pipes, and he was blasting Wolf Mother, the first Wolf Mother album.
Yeah,
and he blasting it. It's like overpowering my radios, and I just walked out, and I was like, "Is this your radio? Is this your radio?" And you could see he got like a defensive posture, and I was like. He's like, yeah. I'm like, this is freaking awesome. Who is this band? I'm buying this record right now. He's like,
they're pretty good.
So that got me back into metal. And I know I missed the boat, but it's new to me,
Oh, dude, metal is like a never-ending revolving door of it just changes and it keeps. And I'm glad it's still around and it's kind of getting more respect now as I age. It feels like it took forever. And so it's just there's just so many bands. Like for me, I can just have endless content for metal, Slipknot's coming back, like they're doing shows, and it's fun, man. I was actually gonna do a little shill for my just for my stuff. I got a book coming out called Hell War. It's about a Norse bounty hunter that's basically he's trying to free his brother from hell, Heim, and I just shared like a little thing on Twitter, a tiny little panel from the book. I'm not trying to show too much, but that's his brother right there. His name's Wreckbolt, and he's been Wreckbolt, yeah. And he's been down in Helheim for a long time, hundreds, maybe thousands of years. And right there, I did a little, "Are you talking to me?" from De Niro as a quote. And you don't really know what happens right there with him. I wanted to, with these characters in this book, I really wanted to play around with the anatomy with him. I really wanted to give him some big triceps. And give him a little neck.
You're drawing this too?
Yeah.
So you're writing and drawing it?
Yeah.
That's awesome. To me, that is the purest form of comics. One writer. I wish I could draw.
Man. Me too. So yeah, I'm just doing this, and this is gonna be like a large kind of format, like magazine size, kind of like cool. Savage Sword of Conan, sorta. Nice. It's gonna be a little something different than that. And
Hell War. Man, that is a title.
That's the name of his brother. His name's Bert Hellwar. Bert, like RT Bear, Bert Hellwar. But that's a little thing I wanted to show right there. And I also, real quick little shill. I have I'm doing a little Cinco de Mayo special right now from now all the way till the end of Monday. I'm doing commissions. There's 2 of them. And one of them is already gone. So it's basically $60 for digital line art. And if you guys want the line art, you just have to. We have to negotiate a price. But here's some of my work right here. There's a Rate the God piece I did.
Oh, that's awesome.
This is another Wreckbolt piece right here. I'll probably make like a trading card. Where you kind of see his exaggerated anatomy. He's right there. He's in Hollyweird in the 90s. Because in the book, we're kind of touching on the 90s metal scene, as well as Norse mythology. It's basically my Thor, Lobo, and Hulk book homage put together. A little Spawn contest right there.
Oh man, that turned out so good, dude. I'm so glad that you threw your hat into the ring for that.
That was all you, Brian. A little Razorfist Ghost of the Badlands fan art right there.
Awesome.
This was from a newer one I just did right here. I forgot the name of the book, man. It escapes me, but it's got a very Polynesian influence. And that's just some of my work right there. So if you guys want, shoot me a DM on Twitter, and it's $60, and I'll do the line art for you. And if you want like the original Bristol, then we'd have to negotiate.
Tweet something and at me, and I'll repost it for you too.
Oh, thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
And you're going to be on my channel on Wednesday at 7:00.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I will say this: I have a Norse mythology story that will be in like an annual of Heroic Tales if I make it that far.
Oh, you will, man.
About it because it's gonna. people steal this idea. It's such a good idea.
You got to do it quick, man, because like we all think alike, and there's someone right now that has the same exact idea as you. So you got to get it out there as soon as possible, because we all think alike. And I know you see your ideas pop up, other people do. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's funny because if I have a forum called the villainandvigilantesforum.com.
Yeah,
and we write up the adventures after we play, and you'll see that I made up the Upside Down years before Stranger Things.
Oh man,
my brothers stole my Upside Down. You know,
that's fucked up, man.
Yeah, and if you see the way the universe works, I actually did a video on how the cosmology of my world works it on my channel, and it makes total sense of how I came up with the Upside Down. So I just paid $400 to keep this website active just to have proof that I made the Upside Down before Stranger Things.
Oh man,
I am.
I'm actually good, man.
I'm actually hiring somebody to see if we can import, because it's so old that it can't be supported that much. We're spending more and more money to keep like the patches, like we're Frankensteining it to keep it going.
Keep it going.
There's only like 35 members, but like I can't see all these story ideas disappearing, and I have to.
Oh no, man! You have to hold on to them, you know, and you got to get them out there. It's just that's the struggle, you know what I mean? It goes back to like we got to be heard. We got to keep people reminding people. Like I have a book out. This is my other character, Butch Cleaver. It's a gothic, supernatural, weird western, you know, and that's on Fund My Comic, butchcleaver.com. They're always going to be there. If you want my books, you can buy it, and they're my first books, so you'll see me grow as an artist with each issue, you know. But you always have to remind people, you know, I got about 200 people that have backed both the books, and there's thousands of people out there that might like it and might not like it, but they might be entertained by it. And you gotta keep pushing it, you know. So, and like the dudes at your work, you know, you have to keep reminding them, you know.
Yeah.
So,
and I explained to him, you got to go to Fund My Comic, blah blah blah, and the eyes just glazed. So I made business cards with the QR code here.
Oh yeah, that's awesome, man.
Right to the campaign.
I need to get some of those because I have business cards, but I don't have the QR code. That's how old. That's how long ago I made them.
You know, because the normies don't understand. I had to explain to my family what crowdfunding is.
Yeah.
You know, like, why can't I just buy your comic? Guys at work, here's $10. Give me the comic. What is this? A scam? This is a scam.
It's a scam. Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy, man. I know it's weird trying to you know. Oh, we got a little part of the show. It's a guessing game. Okay, let's see if you can.
Oh shit!
See if you guys can guess what this band name is.
Black Metal Decode.
All right, you guys ready? I got it right here.
I thought that was the.
Here we go.
Oh shit!
What is the name of that band?
No
Usually,
clue.
if I do the show later, there's cats at night, you know, like me, the vampires that come out and they'll figure it out.
Right.
It's hard, man.
No,
the real trolls.
But this is actually a pretty funny segment. This is a pretty clever idea.
Yeah, it is.
You literally show their fonts, their writings, and you can't read it. You know, that's pretty funny.
Dude, there's a book called
Blood.
You know about Bloodrick, John? Did you hear about
No.
Image Bloodrick, the barbarian book that came out? There's the 3-parter. The dude's name is Bloodrick, but he did it in a black metal font like that, and then he put the actual name Bloodrick underneath so people could read it. He wanted to look like black metal. So
That is really funny.
But yeah, it's
I
always.
have no idea.
What about you, Brian?
Coloro.
It's pretty basic too. Like it's like a real basic like.
Colonorum?
It's a real basic name too. It's like, oh, what would be a good black metal name? You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, okay, that's pretty good. Coscarelli was advertising a book about Phantasm, by the way, over here in Long Beach. I saw him on Twitter. Sorry, I just want to say that.
Shit.
Dude, I think they filmed part
right.
2 about my work, dude, and he was there filming an ad for it. Sorry.
For what? For the Don Coscarelli Phantasm story anthology?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
he's rocking like a Long Beach hat, like a gang. He looks all gangster too in the ad. It's hilarious.
Who is this?
What's the name of the band?
Don Coscarelli from Phantasm, director. So you guys ready for the name of the band?
Yeah.
No one can figure it out. Okay, it's Nocturnal, right? Mortem. So
Where is the N?
Where's the N? That's a C.
That looks like a K and then maybe a C.
Nocturnal. I don't.
Oh,
Okay,
I see the N now.
Nocturnal.
I see the N.
More what?
Yeah, hard. It's like, where's Waldo for metal?
But dude, where did you say you saw Don Coscarelli?
He's because I follow him on Twitter, and
Right.
he was advertising his Phantasm book, and yeah, he was standing in a cemetery in Long Beach, and I think it's like Forest Lawn Mortuary. That's kind of by my work.
Yeah.
And that's the only one. Like, there's only so many in Long Beach that look like the Phantasm shit, you know. And
he's a
there's
super
another
nice
one.
dude, man of the people. But when you meet him, he's like Romero. He's like 7 feet tall.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
you're just like, damn, tall drink of water.
I also wanted
it'd
to
be great. We could convince him to you know,
do something.
Yeah, do a little something, do like some Phantasm comics. That'd be fucking.
That'd be fun. And
so
I also wanted to show John and everybody watching about our boy Preston Acevedo's book, The Hell Knight.
Yeah.
So for fans of like,
Oh wow, look at that.
Ghost Rider, the Demon, and Hellstrom, you know. Yeah, check this out. Brian Kreisgau, co-host, he's writing this, John. And I don't know, Brian, since you're here, you want to give a little spoiler-free synopsis?
The elevator pitch?
A little elevator pitch.
Well, basically, it's about a man named Gareth, who is born a natural medium, and he has, he can see dead people as he's growing up, and he befriends one spirit in particular that's a lost soul that's like trapped. You know, it doesn't. We was not bad enough to go to hell, not good enough to go to heaven, but one day says like, "Hey, like they're going to take me to hell. I need a place to hide. Can I hide out in you?" And he does, and then he finds out it was a bait and switch, that his friend was actually just a demon in disguise.
Don't trust those demons.
Yeah,
man. And so
that art, can you make that? Can you make it big? This art looks awesome.
It's Preston. It's
Preston. He's
and you're writing this. This looks really good.
Yeah, yeah. And the kicker is you
sign
up for it.
Put the link to this on Twitter and at me. I'd like to check this out. This looks really good. Again, there's so much good stuff. I can't possibly keep up with it. You know, I feel bad when I miss stuff.
And I'm gonna put the link in the chat real quick too. And this is just in the sign up page right now. So if you sign up for this and back it, you're gonna get a painted sketch card by the creator, the artist Preston.
Yeah, man. And Preston is like the best kept secret in indie comics.
You know what this looks like?
We're gonna change that.
This looks like Matt Bauer's Rock and Roll Ninja, but set in hell. You know, just that crazy, chaotic, but like well-defined artwork in the background. That is really good.
Yeah.
And then look at the face over here. That woman's face. You know, it I don't know. It looks like J. Scott Campbell's face. You know what I mean? There's so many cool little things in this. You know, it looks like my brother over there walking into the bar.
Right.
Yeah, the character was Preston's idea, and then I just kind of like ran with it. And then, of course, what do you do when you're working with Preston? Give him a lot of gnarly shit to draw, right? When you're working with any artist, you want to give them stuff that you know they're going to have fun drawing. So
is he a good guy or a bad guy?
Well, he is the guardian of the gates of hell, the 7 gates of hell, and sometimes you have things that are creeping out through one of those 7 gates, and his job is to put them right back in. And
damn, I can't wait for this book, man. I'm so excited.
You know, he's a demon.
That's a good idea.
And he's doing a job that we would consider good. It's I can't wait to see this. I had a blast writing it, and
is it in color?
Preston's just gonna take it and run with it in his own direction. You know, when you're writing a comic book for somebody else, your job isn't to like do your own thing. It's to serve the story that they want to tell. And so I think, Preston and I, we read each other.
Put really that on Twitter so I could check that out. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I'll shoot you
look at my crazy hair.
I'll shoot you a link.
So yeah. Everybody sign up. Definitely sign up for the pre-campaign for that, because that's going to be lit.
Yeah, man. I also wanted. Oh, sorry. What were you saying, John?
I just got it. Cool.
Oh, okay, cool. There was another one you wanted too. I forgot, but I guess I'll. Damn, I'm horrible. There was something else I was supposed to send you, but you definitely. That is one book I promise you. I don't promise people stuff that much, but I promise you will like the book, and if you sign up and back it, you're gonna be pleasantly surprised. And I forgot. Preston said he is still on the fence. It might be colored. It might not.
Okay.
But I don't know. But I don't care either. I mean, I don't care really either way. I actually do like the black and white. Never mind. It's just,
I mean,
I'm really into black and white now.
Gorilla Pages, and I always want to just.
Yeah.
I just want to print the pencils. But,
yeah. So
people ask me for will I do a black and white version of my comic? I'm like, not on this campaign, but if people ask,
right?
Yeah.
If people want it, why not?
That Savage Sword of Conan, like the first one that they did for like the relaunch, like they like scanned original like colored art, and the new one I did a review on, the number 2, they got some. It's all scratchy, so like they're bringing in new people every 2 months. It's bi-monthly book. It's not every month. It's every other month or every 3 months. So it's pretty cool though. They're really going hard on the Conan stuff. I wanted you guys to check out. I got a little movie right here. I don't know if you're into horror movies, John, but this was a fun one. It's in that splat stick kind of genre, like the Evil Dead movies and Army of Darkness. This one went kind of under the radar. It was at the kind of like end of the aughts, the beginning of the aughts, and this movie has Robert Englund in it, and they used a lot of the puppets and stuff like that, puppeteering and different types of stuff like that they don't really do that anymore because of CGI. So this is Jack. Yeah, this is Jack Brooks' Monster Slayer.
Oh yeah, this is fun.
Here we go.
Jack, you're a plumber, right? Yeah. I've been having this problem with my pipes. Perhaps you could stop by my place and take a look. Where have you been plumbing?
It's this big old place on top of Watson Road.
Watson Road? You don't want to go messing around up there. The place is cursed.
Professor Crowley, are you sick?
Let me ask you this.
Professor, are you okay?
You believe in monsters, boy?
We have to get out of here! Hurry! We have to get out of here, Jack!
Get out of here, Evil Kid. Just don't worry.
Jack, what do you remember? All I know is that my family's dead, and I ran away. It's not healthy to ignore your past. You were just a kid, right? Yeah, but I should have stayed. What would you have done? I don't know.
I'm showing the whole movie.
Yeah.
He goes Ash Williams on the ass.
The practical effects have like massive gravity to them. CGI stuff. There's always that unbelievability.
Practical effects always look better. They always look more like the real thing because they are.
Because they're really interacting with them. The actors.
And with the lights hitting it and everything.
Little Edgar Wright burrows right there.
That's okay.
Cool.
That's a cool movie. I remember watching it one time and like wanting there to be a sequel to it, but there wasn't, and it kind of ended like on a cliffhanger, sort of, And you could tell like now in retrospect, it's been that long. It came out in 2008. Where are we at now? 2024, and you can see where they were kind of wanting to take it, kind of like in this Edgar Rice Burroughs type thing. Like, oh, this is cool. I haven't seen anybody really do that yet. So And a little bit of Lovecraft in there. A lot of Evil Dead, obviously. Got the blue collar worker plumber guy. I like that. You know, whooping some ass in a horror hero. You know, so thought I'd show you guys that. And then I wanted to take a look at John's campaign one more time.
Oh,
I know Brian backed the book, so we could go ahead and check that out real quick before we depart.
Yeah, I gotta get going soon.
So let's go ahead and look at that real fast. Let's see here. Fund my comic. So we were at 105 before, and now we're at 105 still. Well, I'm sure you'll pick some more up tonight, man. This book is killer, and looks awesome.
The 7th days out of, I got 3 months on Fund My Comic, so it's going to be like a 6-month campaign.
Awesome.
So I'm not too worried.
Hell yeah, man.
And I got some big names who want to help me promote. So,
excellent.
Oh, there you go.
I think the best is yet to come.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, for sure. Then you're good to go, man.
Yeah, I mean, we all wish that we could just spend the time that we spend hustling, making comics, but unfortunately, you do have to hustle and you do have to put your name out there.
It's nobody else's job to promote me, and I got to do it myself. So I appreciate you guys doing stuff like this, and I like to promote other people. You guys, Matt's coming on my channel Wednesday. Brian, send me a message. Come on the channel. We'll talk about Hell Night. But I do have to go. I got actually a guest coming. I got to go prepare the guest room before he shows up.
Right.
Pleasure meeting you, sir.
Pleasure meeting you. Thank you for having me on. Yeah, this is a lot of fun.
And where could everybody find you at, brother?
I have my YouTube channel, John's Long Box. So just go to YouTube, look up John's Long Box. You'll find that. I'm on Twitter. Unfortunately, my John's Long Box Twitter got nuked because I argued with somebody and I stated objective facts and Twitter that. So on Twitter, I'm Zentorian2000 at yahoo.com. I know it's ridiculous, but I made that like in 1999 or whatever, now I got to go back to that. But if you go to YouTube, John's Long Box, you'll find me. And awesome. I'm always posting, my Twitter is in the handle and things like that.
Sweet, man. Thanks again for coming, man. Really
and
appreciate it.
You can also go to Fund My Comic, and it's got all my links on that, on the Heroic Tales #1.
Hell yeah. So you guys got that. That's linked up at the chat. You can go find John there. Thanks for coming, John.
Thanks for
everybody. Thanks to everybody for coming. I'm going to close it out right now, too.
I'll see you Wednesday. And Brian, message me.
Yeah.
I shall.
Yeah.
I shall.
Hell Night looks awesome.
Hey, thanks, Brian, man. Where can people find you at, bro?
You can find me on the Twitter at Brian Christgau. You can find me on the Facebooks at Brian Christgau. And, of course, on the YouTubes at Brian Christgau 1415.
Sweet. And, you guys can find me at Rune Cutter Comic on Twitter and Metal Movies and Brewskis. As always, folks, thanks for watching. Always remember to be bold, be brave, and roll the bones to know your role. I'll see you guys next time. Happy Cinco de Mayo.